families. Today I'm excited because I have finally figured a way for you to bring one of the children's favorite classroom activities, punching, into your home. Now, in the classroom, you've all seen the punching work come home. A shape is outlined on a piece of paper, and your child will use this puncher, which is about the diameter of a pencil, to poke out on the line around the shape. This work is wonderful for hand-eye coordination, for developing a pincer grip, and developing focus. It takes a long time and great concentration to complete this task. Young children will do this work for a few minutes and then start randomly poking around the shape. But as the children develop in the skill of concentration and the ability to focus for long periods of time, you will see that these shapes become completed. Now, we don't have these laying around our house, so how can we do this work at home? Well, I was able to devise, by using a barbecue skewer, how we can make our own punchers for home. Now, we have two sizes at our house. We have the thick, long one, which is too wide, and we also have this narrow one, which works perfectly. Now, you can use like packing foam, and I found this little piece of foam, and I'm just going to wrap it around the stick, and it's going to give us a little bit of thickness so it's easy for the child to hold. Then I'm going to take and wrap all the way around this to hold it in place and make it nice and tight. Now, even when I get done wrapping this, I'll have a nice cylinder, but it'll be easy to slide up and down. So to hold it in place, I will take rubber band and just keep wrapping. This is a big rubber band, so I'll wrap it several times. And it's kind of a fun thing for your child to do. They can help prepare it. And then the last one I put right around the tip so that it kind of acts as a stop, so that when the child punches, the foam doesn't move up and down. Now, some people might want to use a push pin for this work. You do not want to use a push pin. It has been swallowed by some children, and it is a very dangerous thing for them to use for this activity. So, a thin barbecue skewer, like for yakitori, some foam, tape, and a rubber band makes a great substitution. Now, okay, so now when we're getting ready to punch, I have this thick mat from school, but if you have several layers of felt, you can use that. And I have found that an oven mitt works perfectly well. Now, I am sending home 2 templates of vehicles that you can punch, but at school, the children make their own punch work too. They will take different shapes from the geometric cabinet. If you have a puzzle like this, you can take the puzzle out and they can trace the perimeter, and then they can punch out that shape. I happen to have a big book of stencils, and so you can also have the children trace that shape and put it on a piece of paper and get ready to punch. Now, a young child, when they're punching, will start to punch a couple times on the line, but then you'll see them just start punching all over. When you punch, listen, the noise is really interesting, and sometimes that captures the child's interest. But also, as I said, this work builds concentration, and so they will tire easy. If you see your child start to drag the puncher instead of perforating little dots, or if you see them punching all over, you might want to say, if you're tired, you may stop and finish it later. Some children get fancy. If they're doing an animal, they'll start punching facial features or something like that. And then you can tell that they have a plan. But sometimes the little ones just start randomly punching, and then you might want to encourage them to wait, because it's a big encouragement for them to see a work that they've completed successfully. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this one. And this is where the children will need help, because as I said, our children, our older 4s, and even some of our older 3s, were making their own designs. But here, you'll want to make sure that they check all the way around the perimeter to make sure that there are no gaps. When they're doing it on the side that's drawn, sometimes it's not as easy to see that they've missed some areas. So always encourage them to look on the back. And then for this one, they might need a little help getting it out. The more small pieces hanging out, the more help that they will need. But you can see if you've done a good job, the shape just lifts out. And then you have the negative and the positive. Okay, so hopefully this will encourage you to get your child ready. They can make their own work and they can complete it. Another thing that we do with the punch work is we will actually glue these on different pages, and they can make a book of their punch work. Have a lot of fun.